Like, was somebody from the barbershop like punch you and knock you out after that? Like, you be knocked out like from the guy from the barbershop do that? It changed, and they be like, Suge's outside, and everybody be like, yeah. What do you want?
The story of 50 Cent and Suge Knight is one that will be remembered and talked about for as long as hip-hop prevails. It's a real-life tale that digs far beyond your typical music industry games and beef. Undoubtedly, Suge Knight has put fear in the bones of many artists, producers, and executives who foolishly questioned his authority. However, there was another up-and-coming celeb at the time who wasn't afraid to face him, and that was none other than 50 Cent. What did 50 had on Suge that even Suge had to take a step back and going after 50? Something that he almost never did. The first chapter of Marion Hugh Suge Knight Jr.'s biography begins in Compton, California on April 19, 1965. From his childhood days, Suge was bigger in size than most of his peers, and that's exactly what earned him the nickname Suge Bear. That stuck with him. His body size is what swerved him into football and the track and field. And later on, he went to high school and college. His football career was short-lived though. Suge played for only a few seasons before he started working as a nightclub bodyguard in LA. With his change in profession, also came a change in his habits. Suge got heavily involved in the rampant LA nightlife, which soon formed his personality, and not in a good way. During his time as Bobby Brown's security, he also got introduced to the landscape of the music industry. Knight moved around folks who were making music, signing multi-million-dollar record deals, and making big moves. It was only a matter of time before Suge himself would get a piece of the pie, and he eventually did. Once Suge realized that he could not only provide protection, but intimidate people of influence and make ends meet that way, he found himself as a manager of a record label. Believe it or not, Suge managed to get some of the biggest gangster rap names that we know, from Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and the legendary Tupac. Suge found a way to approach all these artists who were at death row, just at the right place at the right time. The reason he found so much success as a manager and a label co-founder was because he didn't care about the means that were used to get the desired result. With that mindset, he quickly accrued a lot of power and influence over the LA rap music scene. Because of his vicious and cruel ways, he resorted to violence ever since he got introduced to LA. What started with cutting off his
Did you know you don't need a computer science degree to work for companies like Tesla, IBM, Apple?
Ex-girlfriend's hair in front of her mother's house quickly transitioned into sending life-threatening messages to Vanilla Ice, framing murders, and eventually getting directly involved in a homicide. However, even though Suge Knight was a notorious gangster without a grain of respect or decency, there was a nut in the rap game of his time who wouldn't be cracked. While he kept things under a tight grip in the West Coast music business, the East Coast is coming up with an artist that was unlike any that Suge or anyone else has seen. See, after Dr. Dre realized where things were going